Hello, good people. Welcome back to yet another video. My name is Neil, also known as Dr. Neil Klein. Welcome to another video. This 20-minute teaching demonstration is an example of the internal dialogue technique with guided imagery. And it can be incorporated into a professional's toolbox or anyone's understanding of the process of moving toward greater mental health and well-being. During this demonstration, I tried to explain what was occurring between a person and one of their narratives in more detail than I might if there was more time or the relationship lasted longer. The individual doing the work had some experience using this technique already. This technique has been a part of psychosynthesis, Gestalt therapy, and psychodrama for over a century, and internal family systems for decades. There are currently many other types of healing modalities that also focus on our inner narratives, also known as parts work, subpersonalities, the committee in your head, your psychological complexes, your many faces, and many more. This technique can be a tool in anyone's toolbox. Whereas the last video on mind chatter explains the theory of our excessive mind chatter, this video looks at the practice of integrating the numerous narratives in your mind so that you experience greater peace of mind. Last piece, the pace of this session is accurate and slows everything down so that deeper work can happen. Enjoy. Hello, what would you like to talk about?
We could talk about school so far. So I just had midterms and it's just a lot of information coming at me really quickly from everywhere. And it's a little bit overwhelming. And I'm definitely feeling that sense of like imposter syndrome of like, oh, should I be here? Did they make a mistake accepting me here? Like, am I actually going to be able to do this? Those just kind of self-doubt thoughts
Mm,
peering in every now and then.
mm,
Yeah. And it's a lot too because there's all these new people. I'm in a new place. Like everything is new. Everything's brand new and unfamiliar. I don't have like those relationships with my professors that I did in undergrad where I could be like, "Hey, can we meet like during lunch to talk about this?" I just feel I'm a little bit more shy. I'm not as bloomed as I was in undergrad. Like I'm still like a little bulb of a flower, just growing, getting ready, and all the elements are kind of hitting me, throwing me in the wind, and I'm just trying to stay rooted and keep growing, but it's a lot. And I'll
yeah,
definitely have those thoughts of like, am I gonna bloom?
yeah.
Is it gonna be okay?
And even though you know how often in the past you've bloomed, once the necessary time passed to bloom, the power of going, I'm a little bit shyer, the power of going, I'm a little bit less connected, the power of going, the part of me that's a little less secure about what's going on with the amount of work um, speaks inside, speaks inside.
Yeah,
Do you want me to focus on that or do you want to bring up something else as well? Because there's enough stuff there to focus on.
we could focus there.
Perfect. Okay, excellent. Um, I love the image of the flower and how beautifully you did that. So let's use that as our grounding point to start with.
Yeah, it's like I feel like I've gotten to a point now where like neither of my parents experienced like higher level of education or anything. So it's like I'm at this place where not only do I not know what it looks like going forward, but no one in my like safety personnel does either. So it's like I'm kind of pioneering it for the first time, which is brand new to me, especially because I had an older sister who kind of like would experience everything 2 years before me and then I would go through it. But it's like not only is this new for me, it's new for all my safety people. And so it's like I just feel like I'm really weathering the storm alone. And I know that they have advice and everything that they can give me, but I'm the only one who really knows what's happening or like has really experienced it for the first time. And it's a lot for sure, especially being in a new school. So I don't have these like friends to fall back on that like know me, know my habits, or professors that know me and all this stuff. It's like I'm doing all these things for the first time and then also like reintroducing myself to everyone, which has been a little bit hard because I feel like I got to such a great place where I was in undergrad, where like I was fully myself in all of my classes. Like I was comfortable talking, comfortable sharing. And I'm like a little bit more introverted now, which is weird because I'm usually never like that. So this is a really new area for me to be in where I'm like, I am shy and I don't want to like talk in class sometimes. So that's been like a little odd for me to figure out. And I think back to like my internal characters and narratives, and I'm like, who is this one that is like wanting to be so quiet and hidden? Like, I feel like I'm discovering a new one for the first time because I've never had to do anything like this. And so I'm getting a new voice coming in. Yeah.
So what if we spend some time now saying hello to that new voice and having a relationship between you and that voice which is more present these days? Does that make sense to you? Does that work for you?
Mhm. Yes.
Um, you can have your eyes open or closed. I don't know how,
I'm
which
gonna
way you'd
close
like to
them.
do that. But I'd like to get a sense of the part of you, the narrative inside that's more present these days than it was in your old, more familiar setting. Um, do you have an image for that part? Do you have a name for that part?
The image I'm getting is just kind of like crouched over and like making themselves small.
Yeah, excellent, excellent. So can you see yourself? Can you see you being you? And can you see yourself looking at that narrative with this crouched over and a little small with the body
Yes.
positioning and face positioning you just did a moment ago? Okay. As you look at that part, as you look at that narrative, how do you feel when you look at her?
Makes me kind of sad. I just want to help her, and I'm confused on why she's seeming so shy when like the image I'm getting is us like sitting in a grass field, and I'm like, there's nothing to be worried about. Why do you seem so tense?
Did she hear you say that?
Yeah, she did, but kind of like a
Yeah,
swatting away my thoughts or
yeah.
my words towards her.
How else do you feel about her?
She almost makes me also feel scared. It's like if she's so worried and so frightened, like there must be something that is making her feel that way. And should I give more thought to it? And should I be more worried about it as well?
Mhm. Can you stay who you are and look at her and ask her how she's feeling?
Yeah, she's just responding with nervous, like fearful, but when I kind of talk about what, she just keeps saying like the future or like what's coming. And it's like, but you can't even see that.
Yeah, yeah. The flowers aren't ready yet, which makes which makes it hard for her. Can you shift, disidentify from you and become her and put your body in that position just to make sure that you thank you so much so that you've helped bring out the feelings of that part as well. How are you feeling inside?
Very anxious and like I can almost start to feel my body start to like sweat down my back and everything. And it's like, but also confusion. It's like, I know I should feel scared, but I don't know about what.
Yep, yep, yep,
Yeah. And then when I look back at myself
yep,
as this being, it's like I seem so big and tall. And like I now I feel like I resonate with my crouch self resonates with my bigger self and like I know that's me, but you look so much stronger and capable than I feel and I am right now.
yeah. Excellent. Looking at yourself, did she hear you say that about how you feel towards her being bigger and stronger?
Yeah, and she almost responded of like, but we are not the same person. Or like we are not one of each other.
Can you again put your body back in that position again as the smaller one because you went upright when you started talking about the
Mhm.
about
Oh
you,
yeah.
really. Do you have any idea of what deep down inside you need to have happen with this relationship between you as a part and you as the whole?
It almost feels like trust, where it's this smaller version of me wants to trust that the big, strong me is going to like be able to study and take in all the knowledge and perform well in the test. But it almost feels like the small me is like, but that's not me doing it. It's the big, strong version of me that has to go out and do all these battles. And this small, crouched version of me is just here to be like, but be cautious, but be careful. But what if this happens?
Yeah. That is its role. And when that's needed, that's a helpful thing to hear. When it's not needed, it's a helpful thing to somehow remap that. So that's not just screaming at you all the time. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Um, so what you said, I think, was what you need her to do, much like your image in the beginning about the bulb, was I need the right environment here for a while so that I can bloom. And I need your help as to you to look at me in a way, and when I get nervous, talk to me, be with me, acknowledge me, and let me chat with you. And then, as that grown up larger self, to be able to be there at the same time. Does that make sense as well?
Mhm.
I'm going to have you once again now go back and be you, as opposed to the little part, the part that's bigger, and the part that is you, and the part of you you've known for a long, long time. Having heard what the the body is showing at one moment, but having heard what the more scared part that's bent over a little bit had to say, is there a name for that part at the moment in time, or a feeling for that part that would make it easier to refer to that part as?
I almost just like think of Crouch. Like we
Okay,
can call it Crouch.
actually, Crouch is perfect. Thank you very much. So when you look at Crouch, and you're out, you're you now looking at Crouch, and you heard what she said, can you respond to her plea or to her reply of what she needed? Can you let her know that?
Yeah. So I'm hearing that you would want to trust that I'm going to be able to take care of everything, but I also need you to hear that if you need me to take care of everything, you need to be a little bit quieter because you freak me out sometimes.
Yeah.
And then I just shift towards thinking like you and shift away from this big image that you see me as that can do everything.
Yes. Yes. Can you let her know? Um, can you help calm her doubts by letting her know that you're here all the time and how you're here and what qualities you have inside of you? So once again, so she's reconnected with this part of you that was there forever or for a while and now needs to come back again to make sure that the Crouch hears you often enough to calm herself and quiet herself a little bit. So can you just let her know who you are again?
Yeah. So I am going to take care of everything. I am going to get it done. I appreciate your warnings of what not to do or how easily this could slip away, but I am aware of that. And I need to sit with you more when you are trying to speak to me instead of pushing you away and just let you talk and sit with you so you don't keep creeping in when I'm trying to be the big, strong version that you want me to be.
I'm assuming that part was there, has been there for a while also. Can you give her some examples of when you were in school, what you were able to do, when you were playing sports, what you were able to do? So once again, you can acknowledge that she's always been there, but look at what you've done so far. Can you tell her those stories as well?
Yeah. I mean, you've always been a little bit worrisome, and I think, especially for the sports aspect, you would be too worried if you spent too much time in school, then you wouldn't be performing as well at soccer, or vice versa. If you spent too much time at soccer, then you wouldn't be performing well in school. But like, you can do both. You graduated and you did great in school as well. You were able to like complete soccer was great. You had two majors that like took great things from each major to build you into the person you are now. And you've been able to do things that were unknown. You just have to trust that you can. And there's going to be a learning curve, but we can do it together if we work together.
And Crouchport may not have owned all those experiences herself back in the day. She may have thought that you did them all, but nonetheless, you're there as the big sister, holding her hand, going, I can do this. I appreciate the fact you're giving me warnings, but you need to realize who you're talking to in a sweet way, and I'll gladly listen to you. But our history is together you put the work out and stuff happens. And you know that. And the dilemma is, can she also remember enough of that, both from the past and from you being there with her in the present, so that she's not going on without you being present enough to reassure her? Again, does that make sense?
Yeah. It's funny you say the remembering part because I almost do visualize her as like a child, not like baby infant, but like a child where it's like she doesn't have those memories almost. So it's like can't even reflect back, doesn't even like see that stuff. So yeah, the constant reminder, I think I just have to do, talk to her more and remind her about what we've already been through.
And going back to childhood moment makes sense, doesn't it? Because you've always been there, but there's always been a part of you as a young child going, help me, help me, help me, I need help as well. And reassuring her that at that age you were doing it, at this age you're more mature and can do it even better. And the history that you've had with her going through this will still have her being Crouch. However, she may be able to step and not talk as often or raise her shoulders a little bit depending on the relationship with you. Again, does that make sense?
Mhm.
Cool. Let's speak to Crouch one more time. Can you
Okay.
disidentify a cam from you and go back to being Crouch, please? And the shoulders went down. I love it. Thank you very much. That's Crouch. I'm going to say a couple things. How are you feeling? What do you want to say to you?
Feeling a little more grounded almost. And I want to say back to myself, it's not that I don't trust you to get these things done. It's I'm fearful of outside obstacles that are going to deter your path. And I think that those forces are big, scary, and unknown. And that's what I don't trust. I don't trust what's coming. I do trust you, but I don't tr know how big that these obstacles are going to be. And I don't think that you know either. But I do feel grounded knowing that you're not as worried as I am.
Yeah. Is there anything specifically that you need from her in the next week or two to help make this little shift happen?
I think we need an energy release of some sort, like big energy. I also think that with soccer being gone, that was a huge way that Crouch got to like escape or relax. And now that I don't have that, I need to find a physical outlet for Crouch to just like spew into there. And that can be her outlet instead of coming into bigger me
Yeah,
and just pestering like a little ball of energy.
yeah. That makes sense, doesn't it? It's like there was a way that Crouch had to be reassured again and again and again, and it brought in the body, and it allowed that part to feel comfortable as opposed to just relying on you. And you and that part, you and Crouch will have a relationship forever. And the question is how to balance it well, which you do well. But bringing the body part would be great. I know the issue is time, but it's got to be something you could do that would take less time just to bring the body back in there again. And you've always made that a part of your life. So wouldn't it be nice to include it?
Yeah.
And the
I
larger
think
part of
Crouch
you,
is,
yeah,
sorry, I think Crouch is going through a little bit of an adjustment period as well, where it was like, wait, but this is how you let me speak all of the time. And now you're just trying to keep me quiet. I don't want to be quiet.
yeah. I need your responses. Yeah.
Yeah.
I need your listening. I need your hearing me. We've done this together with you being, we can do this, and my being, oh, maybe not, maybe not, maybe not. And are both qualities real and necessary and need to learn how to work together again. You're back to yourself again because your shoulders are up and your eyes are open, which lets me know that. Um, Anything you want to say to Crouch before we bring this to a close?
I would say to crouch. Um, I understand that I've taken away this physical piece of you. Didn't even realize that that was something that you were craving or found super beneficial. And I promise to crouch. I'm gonna find healthy, beneficial ways for you to come out physically because I can feel you sitting in my chest, kind of bouncing around, and I know you need to get out or you come in.
Yeah, yeah. Cool. Um, Again, the intent for this was doing a 20-minute piece to demonstrate a dialogue technique with guided imagery, and we've done that. Do you want to go further on this in any way, shape, or form, or are you okay with what we've done today and where we've gone today?
I'm okay with where we've gone. We could try to go deeper. I don't know how much more is gonna come out of this one topic.
I think we're going to leave this topic alone for today. I think if we do this again in the near future, we'll see how this piece matures and where their feelings are. Because I think my take is this is a sweet piece for today.
Yeah.
Just having that hello and that connection again. And then we'll see what happens in weeks or months. Um, cool.